Testing, 1, 2, 3. The speed looks okay. Audio is okay. Welcome, everyone. Just want to say thanks to Alex and Graham for dropping donations and gifted memberships there. Thank you very much, guys. And without further ado, I want to welcome Tomislav, Leva, and Matofski. Welcome, guys.
Hi, hello.
Hello, thank you.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, what a privilege to have all three of you here with us. Been a busy period for you guys. If I'm not wrong, you guys took a break for about a week or so.
Which one?
The last 2 weeks, you guys were quite quiet. Like Tommy, you even I think there was a 2 week period where you didn't post anything on Twitter or anything like that.
Yeah, because I was working, and I didn't. I'm sorry about that, but last couple of, well, not weeks, months, it's been really busy, and I unfortunately didn't have much time to take care of Twitter and messages there and everything. So me not posting something means that I have things a bit more important to do. I'm sorry about that, but
No,
it's like
no, it's fine. I was just maybe wondering, because you guys were a bit quiet, and I just thought, I mean, a break is good, but yeah, I didn't know if you guys were like hunkering down or just using the holiday period to just breathe a bit.
Yeah, if you call crunching a holiday, then yeah, we were on the holiday for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for your time once again. This is an internet problem.
Oh,
Okay, we're back. Wait, we're back, guys. Just
I thought it was me.
no. Everyone, we're back. Just to refresh the stream. It's just South Africa dipping with power outages. Okay, but we're still here. And yeah, like I say, I believe the community appreciates this very, very much. And yeah, if I have to start with a question, I'll start with the Jagex one. Like in the beginning, everyone had different opinions about you guys coming together with him. But up until this point, I mean, a long time has passed now. What is the acquisition? How has the acquisition helped you guys? And is there anything that stands out for you particularly, which makes a huge difference since the acquisition?
let me answer this one. Well, regarding the acquisition with Jagex, from the development perspective, nothing much has changed. We are still working. I'd say that I haven't worked more than I used to work before. It's just kind of weird because I sold my company, so it doesn't make any sense. But from the perspective of development, nothing much has changed. We're still working as we were working before. From the perspective of marketing approach, customer kind of approach, these are things that we are, and for example, expanding the team and several other things. We are constantly working in parallel with Jagex to make these things better than they were before. So unfortunately, this kind of things takes time. So we will probably feel more positive stuff coming from that part in the following days.
Okay, so from your side, you've been way busier and nothing really, really standing out at the moment, but you guys do feel in the future, it will be felt a lot more right through the bank.
Right through the bank. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's another thing that I think people are. I won't say confused, but I mean, yes, you guys have acquisition, but they own the game, and I don't know if that's the right way to say it. They own you guys as well, or you not own. You guys work for them. That's basically how it works.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know what you're aiming at, and I know that people have concerns about when these kind of things happen. I spoke about that before. The whole point of acquisition is to help us grow and become a bigger and more capable team, to have more resources and to make Scum even better and bigger project. So that's the whole point. Uh, as you develop the game, as you grow your project, you get to the point where things get really difficult, and Scum is really complex project, and especially in this time, what is currently going in the world and everything, the most kind of reasonable choice is to find a proper partner to to secure stuff, to secure funds, to secure basically future for board company and the game, and that's what we found in Jagex so far.
Yeah, I've looked at Jagex history, and I mean of course they are massive, So first of all, for me, like people that are crazy about the game, I don't think, and I mean that includes me and my community. I don't feel there's any percentage chance of worrying what happens because it's financially secure. I would say that, and the fact that they were interested in the company and the game already speaks volumes for a company that's already that successful. I think they have to be quite picky. And I think they've said that before, that yes, they want to do more acquisitions, but they're very picky about very careful about their decisions. So Scum itself feels extremely secure to me. The only question that I think people might have is, like if the team will always have that freedom that you guys have had so far, and if from a personal perspective, I know that Scum is a gold mine, like a diamond in the rough, or just like I can't get excited enough about it because I feel it's a gem, just like you're sitting on gold. And I don't know if everyone knows that, but the only question that I would have is, yes, I know you guys needed the support, but when it comes to the future, are you guys still as excited about the business venture? Because that's the only thing I'm wondering about is like, yes, you need a Jagex in a way, but now that they have control over it, how does that change your dream or your focus with this gold mine that you now shared with someone else?
Yeah, if you're talking about the game, then developing the game, then nothing much has changed there. So the whole point of this deal was that they will not influence in production in the way how we do stuff. The whole point of making survival game, not to switch it from uh, I don't know, premium to free to play, and change way of how things are currently working because they're working fine. So they're not getting into any kind of creative decisions regarding the gameplay. Of course, they can provide us with any kind of input as anybody else. So if you can say things good and bad about a game, they can also say good and bad things about a game. But it's up to us to fix this kind of thing. And so we're still leading the whole production and everything. The other thing that is kind of what they're dealing with is the business side of everything. So they're trying to find the best ways to make the game bigger in a way that, for example, gets released on consoles, that maybe gets released in crossplay, that maybe gets mission packs, like big DLCs with different kind of world settings. So this is something that they are exploring as an options, and obviously we'll work together to see how many of these things will be possible in the future. So from the side of game development, nothing has changed much. We are fully independent regarding that. we are making the game that we want to make. They're supporting us 100% because they see it as same in the same way as you see it. So there's no point of changing how we do our things. Uh, However, from the production side of market approach, sales, and everything, they have much bigger experience that we have, and this is their part where they will play their role.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and
No, yeah.
I
Sorry.
I can also add a few things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reason why Jagex is actually selected because they see huge opportunity, like you said, gold mine in the Scum, and they were actually uh, only one that recognized that. That's not the only publisher or investor or guys interested in the acquisition interested in us. That was happening last 2 years. But Jagex has this kind of experience, similar game. They recognize the Scum is good game and we can together make more. And that's the reason why he actually selected them. So uh, and they are also aware if you're investing into something, then you would like to leave it as it is, at least from the development side, because you recognize the quality and you want to keep it like that, and just put the uh, support on the other things like marketing and promotion, localizations, and other stuff where they have much more experience.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's any negatives for the player base regarding Scum. I was just wondering, like the team. Does this team still feel like they own not own the gold mine, but are they still as excited as they used to be? Like, let's say you guys thought the profit margins could be A. Now with Jagex, do you guys think it's A plus? Does everyone feel? Does this team still feel as hyped as they used to feel before the acquisition? That's basically the only thing that I was wondering about.
I'd say that nothing much has changed there, so we uh, maybe like when we announced the acquisition and when that was kind of new thing, then people were a little bit anxious, scared, about change and everything. But after these almost 5 months from the acquisition, uh, most of them realized that majority of things have stayed the same. Of course, we have a certain amount of reporting. We'll probably have some new roles coming, which most of people will probably applaud.
Mm.
But regarding game development, I'd say that nothing much has changed compared to how it was before.
Okay, I know that's good. I mean, most of your player base is very, very excited. I mean, that's why we don't really look at anything else. And I feel like most players feel like me that this, like, it's almost like a kid that wants to open up his present, for Christmas, and we can't wait what you guys have planned. We know that the direction has changed a bit because you guys have been forced to put things into the game, that you probably never thought of in the beginning. But I mean, everyone's so excited, and I just from my side, I just hope that the entire team also feels like that kid, that can't wait to open up the Christmas present, because I think no matter what anyone in the team thinks it could have been, I think with a team like Jagex, with a company like Jagex behind you, I don't see many negatives. So yeah, I was just hoping that you guys feel just like us. I mean, you guys get attacked a lot. We know that with certain times. But I mean, your core player base, still feels like that little kid that can't wait to open up the present, and your core player base really hopes that you guys also feel that excitement that wants to burst out.
Yes, of course. When you're building a game as huge as Scum is, then obviously you cannot make everybody happy with all features, and uh, we constantly have this I'd say loud minority talking about stuff that they would like or wouldn't like to have in the game. I remember when people were arguing about the planes. Now when planes are sort of transferred to modular vehicles and are about to be released soon, they're screaming that we should return planes back. So whatever we do, there will be certain amounts of people who will not be happy with features. While as long as we have like 80% people really satisfied playing the game with what we bring, they even don't have to use all the features that we did, or do.
Mm.
Because that's not the point to use them all. The point is to provide people with options, because this is open world game. We will be fine. So
Okay. And then the other thing is that I wanted to talk about is your plans for the future. Is it as A, B, and C as the community thinks? Because I don't feel it's very A, B, C. I feel I feel it mutates all the time. Like at 0.8, we think we know what's going to come. Then we think we know the steps, but we really don't always know the steps. And from my side, I feel like the base building is at a great place. I won't say perfect, but I'd say it's got something great to build upon. I think the power plant was a great idea. The farming for me, now that I've played around with it, is a really nice. It's one mini game that adds a lot to the PVE. For me personally, just like figuring it out how my skills influence it. It's definitely something that adds to the PvE, but I see from the trailer, we can see that 0.85 is probably going to have these new bunkers in them. I don't know if the new AI is going to be included, but according to me, those bunkers are created to be able to contain the creatures that you guys are planning. Like, I don't know if you guys are planning to give us all the creatures or all the mutants, that you've advertised over time, like Mr. Brenner and, mutants like that. But I mean, those guys need a lot of space. So was that your main focus in creating the new bunkers or not? Just giving them space to move?
yeah, so just to make a couple of things clear, starting with the previous trailer for 0.8, we decided to go more into story, into lore, to explain things, to make, let's say, more serious trailers, to explain how things work on the island, to introduce some characters that will eventually be more important for campaign or missions, or whatever will come at point when we start adding these kind of things in the game. So what you see in what you saw in 0.8, what you will see in 0.85 trailer, and further trailers will tell something that will be added in the game in the update, something that will come in the future. But in general, we'll talk about what the game will be at 1.0. So not everything that you see in the trailers will necessarily be added to the specific update.
Okay,
but
okay.
the plan is that either we add it in the next update or during this in between 0.85 and 0.9. So it's kind of teasing players with stuff that will come in the future through some kind of story that you will follow in the next trailers up to 1.0 trailer. About features that you asked about, farming, base building, everything. So base building is currently a really good position. I'm not saying that it cannot be better, but it's good enough that we can leave it for now as it is. We will probably not change anything much regarding before 1.0 because we have different things to take care of. Farming is also excellent example of PvE game, mini game. I know that for PvP players it doesn't mean much, but maybe at one point PvP players will try PvE, try some other kind of gameplay elements, find some joy and this kind of thing, and start to seeing the other perspective of the game, which is also huge, which is PvE. We will keep adding more PvE elements up until 1.0, which includes new bunkers, which will be rearranged in a way that, well, I don't want to tell you too much. New bunkers will not be included in 0.85.
Okay,
So just to
okay.
make things clear, they are planned for 0.9.
Okay. Yeah, that's
we-
very important since that was the teaser.
Yeah, it's teaser is about something else,
Yeah.
but as I said, we are making trailer and teaser to show stuff through story, to explain how things work on the island, to show things that will be in the update, but also things that will come eventually up to 1.0 version of the game. Some other things that will be shown on the trailer, like a new sentry will be added. Then we'll have cooking and many other things, which, well, most of them are PvE elements in certain way, and most of them kind of explore options for players to do on the island. When we develop features, especially now when we are getting closer to 1.0, we are trying to kind of build them in a way that they're like in decent shape, so that they don't cause us much issues, so that we can kind of say, well, they're kind of in the position where we can move to other features to make them also more polished, and eventually to get a better product at the end. As we are talking about the game and how we'll get involved with time. I don't think that anybody outside the team have idea how big this game will become regarding features, regarding AI, regarding many stuff that which is kind of normal. It's understandable because
Yeah, you're saying we don't have a clue what you guys are planning.
yeah, and
Okay.
it's really hard to explain all these kind of things. Although I did share some thoughts on my Twitter, but I don't do it anymore because people just expect something to be in the game in when I post it in the next month.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much counterproductive, and people don't understand how complicated the game development is, and how many things break by an accident simply because adding some other things, and then we're going in circles with people demanding that we first fix stuff and then move forward, but it's not how it works. It might work from some other perspective of some, I don't know, single player game,
Yeah.
which is not early access. But when you have live game, it's like messing up with the, messing on trying to change stuff on your car while you're driving it. Sometimes it works fine, sometimes things break. So it's live development is really complicated. Not many teams are successful in it as we are, and as long as majority of people trust us that we will do our job, I don't see any problem there. So regarding the stuff that will come in Scum, yeah, a lot of things will be added. I'm kind of looking forward up to 1.0 version, but I'm also looking forward after 1.0 version when we will start working on campaign, which is something that so far I don't know if any survival game has.
Okay, yeah, that's very exciting that we don't have a clue what you guys are planning. That's always good news. Regarding the PvE, like we talked about the farming, we spoke about the new sentries, which you feel is PvE, and of course the power plant. Are you guys thinking? I'm not saying like yes, we've spoken about it, but do you guys think there's a possibility of adding like ore deposits over the map, like you've got trees over the map, and adding furnaces, just adding a lot more things, because most players, if they're not PvP focused, spend a lot of time at their base. And I just thought, if you take how long it takes them to upgrade the base to concrete, depending on how big their base is, that is hours and hours, depending if it's one player or 10. But with the time that you spend there, I feel a lot of PvE aspects can give you a break from just getting parts and adding parts, if you understand what I'm saying. Cooking, a fridge, furnaces, a bunch of other things, which is base related. But I mean, I also have the thing where if you open your inventory in your base, then your FPS drops to 20. So I don't know, is the performance the biggest factor, or just it will take a lot of time to add all those aspects in?
So for the performance side, maybe Andrej can talk more about it, but yes, performance is number one, because everything that we do, we increase a way of kind of multiply entities on the world by players, which is obviously dangerous and popular thing in the world, which is limited with hardware of the server and performance of Unreal Engine, which has also issues, can reflect to games. So we have to be careful with stuff that we add players to craft, to create by themselves. If I can say that something that you mentioned will be added to 085, and that's electricity in the gas system. So players will have options to use different kind of resources. For example, freezers, fridge, to store the food. Then power them with electric generator. And generators cook their meal on stoves. Using gas resources, propane tanks. So yes, a certain amount of elements that you mentioned will be added in 085. We will not stop there. So maybe at one point we'll be adding furnaces or some other type of stuff that players can use to speed up building the base. We're open to all suggestions. Nothing is a problem. We just have priorities to fix, or for example, return all vehicles before adding these kind of things and stuff like that. So if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I do. Regarding the vehicles, I understand you guys are trying to change everything to modular, but like the Z4 Island, I can just say one example that that I'm struggling a bit with is sometimes all the boats have been bought, and like the rafts and the paddle boards. Is that going to take very long? I mean, yes, people like planes, but I feel with the island at the moment, especially Z4, I feel the rafts and the paddle boards are needed in case you can't get a boat and you get a key card for like Z4 or something.
Andrej, maybe you can explain
Yeah,
about.
idea is to bring them as fast as possible. Original idea, how all about vehicles was designed, is a little bit outdated. So we needed to restructure all the classes and everything from the beginning, how to make a new way how vehicle working, how to attach some stuff to them, and then when we changed everything, we had of course few problems because when you are researching some kind of thing, you don't know if something will go from first time or second or third time. That's the development. It's very hard to say this will be done in 1 month, and then you have few iterations here and there just to make something work, and there was not enough time to convert all the vehicles. So currently we find balanced way how to have new structured way to make vehicles and attachment on them, and we are still just doing converting all the vehicles to new system. So in the end, player will benefit from it, but yeah, it was looking bad when we had something and then remove it, but when we finish everything, it will make sense in the end. It's also important to say when we are working on the early access game, we have live product. We always need to have something functional. And sometimes even the way how we play the game, because not everything is finished, some gameplay elements need to be like set up so the game is still playable, but it's not the final way how everything works. You saw, for example, changes in how we respawn the players, how we work with the shelters, base building and stuff. So we need to give players fun elements to play, but none of them are the final. And maybe from the outside, some users that are checking outside, they're not part of the development, will say, oh, they don't know what they're doing, they are changing opinions and changing stuff. It's not. We started as early access. We know our vision, where we need to come, but when we are working on the game, we just need to put some kind of features into the state as it is, then work on it, and in the end, everything will make sense. But in the end, people can still play the game and make fun out of it. So all the vehicles will come, but this, what we done on the vehicles, will give us opportunity to bring them to the next level before 1.0 and even after, because this story with the Scum will not end with 1.0.
Yeah. We know that. Now, Leva, to give you a chance to answer a few questions, the on the technical side, the vehicles. Let's talk about the vehicles from admin side. The economy file has got that old system of of setting how much, what's the max vehicles people can buy of each vehicle. But now at the moment, in our normal, server settings file, we've got a max vehicles, and then a max functional, and then a max can be bought. Can you maybe explain to me those three? Because at the beginning, people were struggling without the cars. They didn't have engines, and then we just made it so that most are functional. But I mean, the first thing says max vehicles. Now, if I understand the Scum lines, that means the max amount of that kind of vehicle that can spawn on the island. But does the functional add to that? Let's say I've got 50 max Lycas. If I put 50 max functional, does that ever got 100? How do those two melt together?
If I remember correctly, last thing, I was not working on it, so I cannot confirm completely. Regarding performance side, we need to have a finite number of everything. This is something that we are also doing, for example, with the items, because in this controlled chaos that Scum is, people can generate lots of different kind of stuff, and we need to have final numbers for everything. Even base building elements, we were talking about flags, number of items, how many items are used. This is also for the vehicles. Some stuff that are taking so much CPU time are currently all the characters. This is, for example, mech or the zombie or the NPC that will come at some point, and vehicles in general. So we need to keep the final number of them. Same with the animals, that we are also doing some changes regarding spawners and animal counts. So we cannot control everything if we don't have the final number and see what's the performance thing. For all vehicles, it means all functional vehicles that are currently available. So if you are talking about some vehicle that is not set up or done or made, doesn't go into the count of these vehicles. So only functional vehicles go to maximum number of vehicles on the island. If nothing is not changed, but I definitely need to check these things.
Yeah. It's I've played around with it. It doesn't always make sense because at some point, like I know there were many updates. I don't know if it was me or a mini update that changed my settings, but I had to re-input the max vehicles, and then people's vehicles started disappearing in an hour or 2 hours. Just randomly, and I didn't really understand why that happened. But that made me think about the Lycas, because the Lyca says vehicle spawn group Lyca max is 50. Vehicle spawn group Lyca max functional I've got on 50, and then vehicle spawn group Lyca minimum purchased I put on 30. So to my understanding, I can have 80. I'm supposed to have 80 Lycas. Do you agree? If people have bought 30 already, then I'm supposed to have a max of 80 Lycas on my server.
Probably yes. If somebody's not spawning vehicles on the island, some kind of bot or anything else. But we're also changing that stuff. For example, we also now announced for 0.85 we are adding admin settings, expanded admin settings. You already have them. When you press the escape, you have the admin settings. So everything that you mentioned right now will be exposed to this menu, and you can change everything. And we touched all the settings from the ground to see if everything makes sense. So you will see a few nice changes regarding that on the admin settings. It will not be only zones and the map. It will be everything controllable for the single player and the multiplayer from the in-game menu.
Okay. Now, another question that I have is, if I don't know if that's possible, but I know there's a way for you guys to help the community a little bit more. I mean, Tommy is posting a lot of stuff on Twitter. I'm thinking of, like, if I climb up the castle, I'm just being honest. I'm just being very honest with you guys here because I love the game. If I climb the castle, a ladder, and I see a puppet that's underneath the platform, or I go into a hangar and I just see a piece of a puppet sticking out, of the cement. Like, I don't mind. I still love the game. I just feel that for new players or people that don't have the grit that I have, or that aren't already 43 and have gone through life, and can't take, don't really like to complain about many things. I just feel like it's not needed. I feel there's a few things that's not needed for new players to experience, like a puppet coming through a wall or coming out of the floor, or so if we talk about puppets specifically, has the entire map been raised or not? Because all the puppets have been lowered.
Map was not changed regarding height or zero position. Maybe some code regarding puppet spawner is doing some kind of offsets, and maybe some kind of bug if they're not spawned on the right location. But I agree with you. Some things are a little bit. It's not like we don't know how to solve some things, but some things maybe need some kind of solution where performance is not the issue. For example, regarding puppets, there is way how you can project physical object and see if they're having some kind of intersection. For example, when puppet is moving through the wall, if FPS drops on the server, you will get one frame you're on one side of the wall, second frame you're on the second side of the wall. There is no like overlapping, and for the engine makes sense that this object pass through. But if you are doing some kind of ray tracing ray where object is in front of you, you can easily remove that thing. But if you combine everything with what you have in the game, it's not feasible regarding performance until we remove some other bottlenecks and we make room that we can make some kind of sweeping. This huge world is pretty problematic for this kind of physics shenanigans, and that's why I am trying to explain. It's not like it's not solvable, but it really depends how everything works on server. I hope we will find a solution before we are going to 1.0.
Yeah, that's one thing that stands out to me, because for me personally, and I mean, I'm talking for my community as well, because we speak about these things regularly. The base building for us is not very, how can I say, it's nice, but it doesn't feel complete for us, because I think you guys did mention making the foundation solid. Okay, I don't know if that is still in the plans for the future, just to help a bit with people, crawling underneath them, or maybe it's been fixed, that people can't glitch through the floor anymore. But when we look at base building, building a tower, like even when you guys promoted the base building, you guys had 2 towers connected with the bridge, and I don't know, you guys say it's the best. This is a really good base. Yes, it looks good, but practically, no one really wants to go higher than 2 stories, because it's like one object is only, how can I say, snapped to one object. And like the puppets that are underneath the wood or inside the cement. Are you guys aware of that? Like that's a thing that's across the map. That not only do we have those certain puppets that are always underneath the police station, but at the moment it feels like the entire map has been raised, because every puppet doesn't spawn. The spawner is underneath wherever it is supposed to spawn, and I don't like. I've got zero. I'd say I have 1% of knowledge, but that's why I wanted to talk about the help.
Yeah. Probably. We'll definitely check this kind of spawners. I'll write this down just to see because when I was playing, it really depends if you're playing, for example, in single player or multiplayer. Multiplayer, for example, is more prone to FPS drops on the server side, so some kind of physics can drop in. Then you will see puppet that is below the ground, and ground was like thin paper. And
Yeah.
then physics drop to the bottom, and when you hear the zombie, he's downstairs, but spawner position was pretty good. And this is some of these kind of issues more performance related because even if, for example, you check the mech, they more having more erratic behavior in multiplayer when FPS is lower than on single player. Similar thing with fight when you fight with the zombies and doing melee attacks, you will see that sometimes you will miss or they will teleport or just smoothly extrapolate to some kind of a location. That's the problem in general of the multiplayer games. So yeah, I will write this down to see it, but maybe something slipped regarding that. But I know that lots of physics issue happens because of the low FPS, and then objects can easily pass thin geometry.
Yeah, it's like I just feel you understand that 0.9, according to the public, is going to focus on AI and missions, or let's not say missions, let's just say AI. And you understand when the public has seen puppets under the same police station and glitching through the same objects, and now it's getting a bit worse. You do understand how your fans or your supporters can feel how they're going to do this new AI if the current AI hasn't changed in forever.
Yeah, makes sense. We are also frustrated when we play the game because of some things, but there is also the queue. We are currently a pretty big team, around 60 people. A few JX people are also helping, and there is lots of things in the queue that needs to be done, and we are aware what kind of things will fix it. Most of these problems are generally related to server performance issue. One of the things is actually sometimes network code general one from the Unreal Engine can take 30-40% of the CPU time, even more. And that's the reason when you drop in the FPS on the server, for example, when you have 10 FPS on the server, you're actually already having a ping of 100 plus your network ping. You will get unplayable game. Even if client is running 100 FPS, there is still 100 milliseconds to send the packet to server, process it, send it back. You're probably around 200. So you're actually playing the game that is 200 milliseconds, and it will be crazy that some things works regarding that. So we for some time we are working on the our lead programmer is working on the optimization regarding server and how we send the packet, how everything is cached. So we expect big jump in the server performance there, and then there will be lots more room to AI looks better and to fulfill new stuff because right now until this thing is done doesn't make sense. But if you know the core issue and why this is happening, low FPS will produce much more problems. It looks like it's a bug related to the AI and the zombie spawners, but most of the issues, even with the vehicles, even with the shooting, it's always related to the server performance side.
Okay, and then the last question, not the last question, but let's just say the baseball. I just want you guys to look at this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Like Matofski and Levo, you can just look for me here in game. This is what most people like to build. Okay, they like to make the roof slant outwards. And if you look inside, everything looks fine inside. Okay, so if we go inside. You can see there's supports in the middle, okay, and then if you go here, there's the ladder, and I just like to put these little blockers here in the middle in case a guy throws a grenade in. If someone throws a grenade in, I just like to have some cover. But everything looks fine, okay. But if we go outside now, so let's just go outside again. And I mean, if you upgrade all of this to concrete, it's time, I don't know, month or something like that for a full guy. So let's say it's concrete, and then we go C4. Let's just imagine it's concrete and the guy adds 3 C4s onto you. Okay, then we just run for our lives.
Oh.
Okay.
I will cover you.
Run, run.
Oh, he can't get hurt. Okay.
Yeah, and everything is gone with one C4.
Yeah.
3 for the.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't even know how these stairs kept up, but I think I didn't snap this floor to this wall, because at the end of the day, everything that this wall supports comes down if it comes down. You know, so I've even had it that the top floor comes down because the origin of the snap was the wall. So I'm just asking, like, can't we get more snapping points that towers are actually worth it? Because if you've upgraded this to cement, you won't do this because you know that you're just going to lose too much if a guy blows the bottom. And I mean, that's if he blew the wall. He could have started with a foundation. That would have even been way worse. So I'm just asking, can we add more snapping points?
We will
I don't.
definitely talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can talk about it?
Yeah. We take. There is, when you're doing. Tomislav can tell you more about when you're designing game designing something, and even if 2-3 person are working on it, it's sometimes it's very hard to see how everything will end up in real environment. Will people get the hands on it? That's the real beauty actually of the early access game, because players can find exploits before others. So when we have, for example, 1.0, we'll have much more cleaner game, and all the similar issues can be solved. And this is why people need to report this kind of stuff, so we can actually combat them and change the way how everything works, or just upgrade it to combat some other issues. Yeah, I cannot say more than just write record the movies, write stuff, send to us, and then we'll examine what is happening, and definitely
Okay,
game
but
designers will add additional.
you
Yeah,
agree with your player base? This is frustrating.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking that because I tested the building for a few hours and I saw that whatever you're snapping it to, that's the only thing that's supporting it. It's not as if the top wall is supported by the two side walls and the floor and everything else it touches. It's only supported by what you snapped it to. And I saw I just saw that as a big weakness for designing a creative base. Then we go back to, no, it's better to go with one story, and not, we just have to counter the weaknesses so that we don't lose half our base to one tactically positioned C4.
Okay.
And then my personal last question is, when we press escape, you said the admin settings that you spoke about. Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me, I've begged for this for I don't know how long. We've got 25. Will it break the server if you give us 100?
100 of what? I didn't hear the question.
100 zones. If you press escape and you go, we go to our admin settings. We've got configurations 25.
25, yeah.
Will it break the game if you give us 100?
I don't think zones are not performance heavy, so it was just some kind of number that makes sense to us. So zones are not so heavy on the performance. So not sure about 100. I can definitely ask with the guy that made the zones, but they're simple shapes, and to test where players are and how to change settings should not be so problematic. But you say that 25 is not enough to customize your server.
No, because there's 25 bunkers. So I can just mark the 25 bunkers, like don't build next to the bunker. Like I can just create 25 zones around the bunkers to limit the people that want to make it negative, for other players. And then I'm done. But I have done a test build, and I saw that with 100 zones, I can make my maps build everywhere. and I don't have to manage my player base at all. I don't have to tell a guy, hey, you built at the wrong place, I have to destroy your base, move, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
Or-
Makes sense. Okay.
So yeah, if we have 100 zones, that will give the server owners a lot more freedom and the player base a lot more freedom, because now I can just mark the major points of interest that I don't want them to build at, but they can take over that farm, you know, if they want to. They can build wherever I'm allowing them to build, which I feel opens up the map way more, you know, because you've got your standard no build zones, and then I'm creating my no build zones, you know, which is just crushing the player base. But if I can create 100 zones and make the map build everywhere, then I'm not crushing the player base. I'm just saying, guys, don't build here, but the rest go crazy. I just feel it will make a big difference for freedom, and so that the admins can focus on the guys that are trying to break the game or break the servers, you know, instead of just policing people that didn't even know they were doing something wrong.
Yeah. In general, that was just number. I just need to ask the guys, programmers, if this is really performance heavy, or do you know more about numbers, Tomislav? Why it was 25? Or it was just
No, I don't know.
okay? Then I will ask. You don't have problem if we go a little bit more
No.
with this number? Okay.
Okay, yeah, like just a big note there. That will make a big difference for admin owners. I promise you that will make a massive difference, because I feel half my time goes into telling people not to do something, and they didn't even know they were doing something wrong, you know?
Okay.
But
Makes sense.
yeah, just and like I say, then you've got to build everywhere, not build everywhere map. You understand? Because if I make it not build everywhere, then they can't build at any town basically, or they have to look for loopholes. You know, find that one pixel where they can put down a flag, and they're not supposed to put down the flag. Where if you give us 100 zones, then the server owner says, you know, this is where I don't want you to build, and you know, the other 70% of the map go crazy, have fun.
Yeah, and and you see how it's good when we are making updates and patches and have the connection with the community. You can just ask for this kind of stuff and see from your experience what is working, because some of us did not set up the server or try to make thing directly.
Yeah.
We experimented with numbers, but nobody can see what kind of community can live on this kind of server, and why you need some kind of so much restrictions, for example, regarding these zones. So and we are like that if somebody says something to us, if there is no performance reason or some blocking issue, why not? These kind of things can be included. In the end, this is just one number.
Okay, and then talking about performance, is anyone still working on the moving the event somewhere else, or can we get an option of just like an option in the admin settings, no events? I'm sure that isn't a big. I'm sure that's not a big coding thing there. Just like in events allowed, yes. Events allowed, no. Because for now, I've tested it. The biggest thing that crushes my servers is the events. If there's 16 people throwing grenades and shooting each other all on top of one another, the entire server feels it.
Yeah, that was one thing that can be probably also disabled from admin for specific servers. Of course, we can keep them in vanilla server. General problem with network is when some player is relevant to another, you see each other. You need to inform what you're doing. So if there is lots of players at one location, then there is much more things exchange, and then on top of that you add items, shooting, and everything that also need to be said. These kind of things can definitely make the impact on the server, even for the same number of players that are distributed over the map. That's why to some degree huger map helps regarding performance, because people will split, so nobody influencing others until you meet with this other player. So when we finish the general performance, events should be less impactful on the performance, definitely, because how we will work with network packets and exchanging information. But yeah, we can definitely talk about disabling events of the servers for some specific servers if they are not needed. Some of them will keep them, but we'll probably keep them as on vanilla as always. So
okay,
I will write that down so we can discuss it internally. Yeah.
Okay, and the events that are planned on another place, is that still in progress or is that on hold at the moment?
I think it's on hold currently, as far
Okay.
as I know.
Okay, and then I see we're running a bit out of time, so I was just thinking now that what is the max time you guys have, all three of you? Do we have another half
Sorry?
an hour? Do we have another half an hour or not?
Well, I have about 10 minutes, so unfortunately
Same, yeah,
I
same.
can't do much more. So
Something like that.
Okay. So for the community, of course you guys aren't going to spoil everything, but the cooking is in 0.85 years.
yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
and then what was the other very very big thing? Oh, the sentries. Of course, the sentries will be in.
yep.
Will all their extra weaponry be on them as well?
Yep. Actually, 3 new weapons. So
Okay, yeah, very excited about that. And then the big thing for me is, when will we ever need to wipe, like the server owners, will we need to wipe our servers when the male models come in?
male models will not be in 085. They're for 09. So
Okay, but let's say the big city is the big city, I don't know. Is that a spoiler? Is the big city in 0.85?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so a
uh,
map wipe will be needed.
yeah, of course.
Okay, but you guys aren't sure if a character wipe will be needed the day the male models comes out, because I'd like to let my player base know we're never going to wipe the characters again. But if we are going to need to wipe the characters when the male models comes out, then I'm just like, well, let's wipe the characters now for 0.85 as well, since we can't really stop it.
I don't think that we will be wiping characters. I don't think that we have wiped female characters. They have just changed the appearance the first time they logged in.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why we should wipe
Yeah.
male characters also.
No reason if something that doesn't happen, some
Yeah,
specific thing.
the thing that we're considering to wipe also with characters is gold. The reason for that is that there were like a lot of exploits
Mm.
during the initial stage of adding gold and monetization and everything that created a lot of gold, which obviously kind of breaks the gameplay, which is kind of normal thing when you add that kind of feature. People can try to exploit as much as possible and get some
No, that's
leverage
understandable.
and
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, we are working on an analysis as we speak, and we will see if the amount of gold that some players have is unrealistic and should be gained in that amount of time. And if we see that it is, then we will wipe the gold also.
Okay, and then another thing: can we ever buy key cards? Can you ever add key cards to the, not buy? Can we please sell key cards at the traders so that the player base doesn't always allow 2 or 3 clans to snowball out of control and raid all of them?
Yeah, we were thinking about adding features that you can sell a killbox card to a trader, and depending on how much time is left, you get more or less money.
Okay.
So if you sell it, if you're kind of scared to go to killbox because you're maybe don't have much experience or you're solo player, then at least you will have some comfort in selling this item, which is kind of unique. So yeah, we were considering that option. Currently, we don't have it. I'm not sure what was the final conclusion about it. If there are like some problems, some issues with it or not. I know that we have discussed it, but Killbox cards will have additional functionality when these new destroyed bases will be added in 0.9 in the game. So they will open some some things that were before closed. So what I'm trying to say that people will have more options with them without options to sell also. But I don't mind having options to sell killbox cards too.
Okay, I just want to run through a bunch of community questions here because I clearly took too long with this with the with the beginning. But in any case, the Levar, can we ever get an option to make vehicle parts or vehicle zero? Because I know you guys are going to add new vehicles. I know you guys are going to add new parts. At the moment, people are snowballing too fast by just taking vehicles to the trader. I know it's probably the owner's fault because he's just got functional vehicles on his server, So yes, I know we can change something to make that easier, but can you maybe just add a note that a server owner's got an option to make vehicle parts and the vehicle plus the parts, no matter how many new vehicles, no matter how many new upgrades comes in, to make it zero or very little, that people can't just after a wipe become millionaires driving all the cars to the vehicle trader.
Yeah, I will write it down, so we'll discuss it internally.
Okay, thank you very much. And then the sound options, I know a lot of the sound options have changed. Is there any possibility that we can just have like a vehicle sound option? Because we felt like just the arrow crafting, crafting an arrow and the vehicles made it very hard to stream or to talk to your friends because it's so overpowering. And then, I feel there was a big sound change overall. But can you guys maybe, if the vehicles are such an issue for a lot of streamers or people, just maybe have a vehicle option there, because it's something we
can expose it to option. Yeah, I will write it down. We can probably expose it to the option, same as the music here and ambient sound or some other stuff. Some ambient sound we can of course cannot, because some things will change the gameplay.
Okay.
But regarding on client side, what player is hearing, we can definitely reduce a little bit, but it's not idea that you can easily take advantage and hear other players and because you are muting something. Similar with dark scenes, how people may be avoiding it, and some exploits can be done with the sound, so it cannot be accepted by default. But I will write it down so we can discuss it if this kind of thing can make the issues, because one person cannot think of all the possibilities that can be exploited because of that.
Okay, and now I know everyone's marking their vehicles with blueprints, but we thought it would be fun for our vehicles to have like alarms, like a beeper or a GPS or something to locate it, rather than putting a blueprint next to it. Have you guys ever considered something like that, just so that people don't lose their vehicles so easily?
Sure, no, sure, why not? It's a good idea. So I don't
You
see
can
any
always
problem
make
with that.
some kind of even attachment gameplay stuff like GPS that you can attach to car and you can see it. I think people are doing that in the real life also.
Yeah, I think it would be a good option, because sometimes when the game crashes, the guy doesn't know, or sometimes on a restart, or if his car's went into another car and flew. There's a lot of weird ways that people lose their cars, and I just thought, instead of the blueprint system, which most people use, they can be like some kind of alarm or some kind of way just to help people find their vehicles easier, because when you lose your vehicle, that's quite a lot of game time. So, I mean, most of my people doesn't even know if his vehicle was stolen, but he's still going to look for it for an hour.
Yeah,
because
that's the problem with the survival game. Some of the bugs pick you in the eye. It's like very hard on the survival games, because it takes lots of time to make something. Some bug, if some enemy somewhere goes through the wall, it's not so problematic. But if they kill you in your base and you restart your gameplay to some degree, it's much more problematic. For example, in Scum. So yeah, we are aware of that. So when people have the tips how to improve some kind of things, we're always to check them out.
Okay, well, you guys said 10 minutes. I think it's about 10 minutes. Tommy, Leva, Matofski, sorry that you didn't talk a lot, but I mean, you know,
No, I don't mind.
thank you for still being here. And I appreciate your help specifically, Matofski. I like the way you communicate, you know, with everyone
Always glad to
is very, very highly appreciated. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for that. We really feel like you're our connection, you know, to the big boys. Or the guys that, you know, I don't know, are very busy. We think
Yeah,
they're on
yeah.
holiday, the meantime they're grinding.
Yeah, but these kind of streams actually help us because then we can have the recordings, what we say, so it makes some kind of database, what we are doing, how we are going forward, and people can see it, and it's always available for replay. So we are always available to do this kind of stuff. So after some bigger changes happens, like 85 or 9, we can do again talks and see what fixes we have done from the last time that we talked before.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I have covered a lot of the community questions, you know, through the through what we have spoken about. I'm sure if you guys, you know, think about the questions you asked me about, it was somewhere in the interview. And then, yeah, thank you very much, Tommy, Leva, Matowski. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for like telling us about the big city. I think that's the one thing that people were not sure about, you know, like, is the big city definitely going to be in or not? And then just a final little teaser, is some of it or all of it going to be radiated? Or none of it?
Decent part of it.
Decent part of it. Okay. In any case, thank you very much for your time. If I'm right, you guys are doing an interview with Reiki tomorrow as well?
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
So everyone, you know, they're gonna have an interview with Reiki tomorrow as well, where you guys can, you know, hopefully get more time where I don't waste all the time on questions that you guys wanted answered.
You're
But-
missing questions. Send to Rake It now, so your interview can continue with Rake It.
In any case, thank you very much, guys. And from our side, we still feel like that kid that's about to open a Christmas present. We only want the best. And if we say anything, you know, that makes you guys feel we're not on your side, it's just because we support you tremendously, and we just, you know, we want other people to see what we see. You know, like
course.
when we stream, people say, is this better than Daisy or whatever? We don't even want that guy to ask that question. You know, we just want to be like, you know, look at this. How can you think about anything else?
Yeah, but aren't we here? It's almost fifth year of the Scum, and we are still here. I was talking that like in my first interviews 5 years ago, and we'll be here. You will see the game will continue and work. Even acquisition happens, we are still here. Games continue to develop, so everything will be good over time, and we are not stopping. And we also like the Scum, so lots of things that happen to us also frustrate us. So we'll fix them at least for us, so we can play the game in proper way.
Okay, and then the last question that everyone's asking is, when's the patch? And your answer is soon, right?
Soon,
Yeah.
right? And we have something preparing for the community, so stay tuned and follow our socials, so we will announce it.
Okay, no, thank you very much, guys. We're definitely looking forward to the future. And Leva, from my side, buddy, if you want to make me happy, man, just those 100 zones, please.
Yeah, it's written. I will talk it even today already. I will talk about, is this possible, or do we have some kind of problems? If not, it can be part of 085. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the final one, which I'm getting DM'd here, is the guy who creates the items. You know, just a little email for him. Luthias item win.
Okay.
Okay,
Move
cheers.
it on the list.
You earned it, yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Back on the line.
Okay.
Bye,
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Well, guys, sorry, I just want to find out. Matofsky, is there still something you wanted to say? Sorry, bud. Okay, not okay.
Uh,
Oh, wait. No, sorry, say again.
just to say goodbye to everyone.
Okay. Cheers, buddy. And again, thank you very much for your communication. Helps a lot, eh?
Always glad to help.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
Cheers. And that's the power of admins. That's the power of the developers. No kill. Okay. Oh, we forgot about the bushes. We forgot about the bushes, man. Okay, it's fine. Fine. We forgot about the bushes. Still had the bikes here for the bushes. Yeah, the bushes, the bushes. Or not the bushes, the branches. I wanted to ask about the branches. Matofski, you still here, buddy? Okay, I'll tell Matofski about the branches, guys. Those branches that we drive onto with the bikes, yeah, with the bikes and the bicycles. In any case, I'm going to leave the call now, completely. I'll just add a note there. Last note. Branches that bikes drive up on. Okay, that's it. So, I'm sorry if I missed any of the question. I was looking through the questions here as I was busy with the interview. Like volume we covered. I didn't talk about the different survival elements. But yeah, the glitching we spoke about, the option to disable the events off the map. Will male models force the character wipes? Can we quick change arrows? That wasn't too important. Is there a reason for the character getting bugged? Okay, that wasn't too important. Stick ramp problem, which is my biggest problem, which we didn't speak about. BCU exploits. We didn't speak about that. We spoke about rafts, GPS for the vehicles. The firecracker's not working for AI is not that important. Hearing shots inside bunkers. Okay, that was quite important. Car limits explained. In any case, guys, usually the interview's 2 hours, but they did say beforehand it's only going to be 1 hour. Okay, and yeah. BCU exploit, what is that? It's just that clans can leave the clan, let their clanmate kill them, leave the clan, let their clanmate kill them and sell their BCU units and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, I took it a bit slow. Okay, in the beginning. I don't want to rush it. I wanted to give each subject about 10 minutes. But yeah, time caught us at the end of the day because you can't really control the entire interview. But yeah, I'll be sure to send the stick thing, like the bike going up the sticks. I'll definitely give that to Matofski and then just tell him about the BCU thing and the 4 questions we left out. But to me, this is the biggest issue. To me, that's quite a big issue, but I'm sure they can fix it. But these branches over here, breaks the immersion a bit for us, but that's about it. Just these branches. No, there was quite a lot of I'll make a mental side note for myself, guys. Because we didn't cover all your questions, and I didn't cover my biggest question, like the colliders. Like the colliders on everything, on the world. Because as soon as I saw how long the questions were that they asked me to send them beforehand, as soon as I saw how long those conversations were going to be, I decided to skip on a lot of it or not read through the entire question, try and shorten the question as much as I can. But as you guys know, the collider thing is a big thing for me. But like I say, we can send it through to Matofski. And I'm very excited about the 100 zones. You guys should be excited about the big city. Okay, I don't think all of us knew that the big city was coming in, but we know now that it's coming in. But yeah, if a few of you are not happy because I didn't ask the specific question that you guys wanted me to ask, just know I left out a bunch of very important questions that I wanted to ask as well. But hopefully, we can shorten the interview. Like this interview was only an hour. We can, maybe we can have another interview in 3 months or whatever the case may be, and just make it wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Just like in ready, steady, go. And we just ask, they just answer, no chitty chatty. no Jagex questions, no nothing. Just let's go. A, B, C, D. And that's that. In any case, for the rest of the people here, thank you for joining the interview. Really, really appreciate it, guys. And again, Alex, Graham, and the other guys that dropped. Bradley, Travis, thank you for joining the True Immersion Club, buddy. And then Daniel, thank you for the donation. And Alex and Graham, thank you guys very, very much. And like I say, is my time, my sense of time a bit whacked? Yes, but I thought we'd be able to get through most of the questions. But I promise you guys, next time, no chitty chatty, just A, B, C, D. We just got to run through the questions one for one, okay? But I mean, most of the questions that I had was important for us all. I do feel the Jagex did waste about 10 minutes of the interview, but I mean, you have to, what do you call it? What do you call it? You have to go into the conversation smoothly. You can't just, jump on the woman. You can't just jump on guys with, what do you call it? In sales, it's called, what is it called in sales? It's a nice word for chitty chatty. But in any case, guys, like I say, next time, no hello, goodbye, or thank you. Just answer the questions as fast as you can, and then cheers. Okay, no hand holding, no hello or goodbye or anything like that. Just wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's get out of here. Okay. So next time I'll be better. I'll be better prepared. No stupid questions, just the hard questions with very difficult answers or no answers, and we get to the end, and at the end we can say thank you, for being interrogated like that. Oh my word. Don't know about sales, but don't you mean if you hurry you need a lot of yeah, exactly. Julia, I'm a goat, bro. I know some things. Oh my word. But yes, I think I got the point through with the You know, I think we got the point through with this. Feel good about the 100 zones. Don't know why we're still freezing myself to death here, but in any case. But yeah, I really thought we could all drive on the bikes. You know, that would have been cool. You know, driving into those branches. But yeah, I'll go watch the interview back myself. You know, and just I'll discipline myself, guys. You don't have to discipline me, okay? I'll discipline myself. Tell myself, like, think of how I would have edited it. That must be cut out completely. What were you talking about here? Like, I think I got stuck on the Jagex thing a little bit too long. But that's how we learn, eh? That's how we learn. So is gold wiping with the incoming 0 point? I don't know, Miras. I don't know. I think what they said is a character wipe is needed. I think that's what they said. Because if you just do a map wipe and you don't do a character wipe, then the people can still buy a bunch of gold, you know, so that their next character has the gold. Like your gold transfers to the next player, to your new player on the new server. So either they're going to remove the gold or they just gave us a tip like it's better to do a character wipe as well, you know, because there were a lot of exploits with the gold. But I mean, if there's anyone that's still, you know, if there's anyone with questions, maybe I can answer it. You know, I don't know how many questions, like a lot of the questions that we ask, they can't answer at this moment. You know, like a lot of the difficult questions, there isn't clear answers for them at the moment. So if you've got a very difficult question, just know that there isn't a clear answer for it. But any questions that you do have, yeah, maybe I can help you guys with it. And I wanted to put the questions through to you guys, but I mean, an hour is short, guys. An hour is short to get out everything that we wanted to know. You know, to get all the information out. It's difficult when you try and do it the right way. When you do it the wrong way and you just go. You just, you know, start popping difficult questions from the first second without doing any chatter, you know, then you can probably get there. Wipe all, please. If you know where car spawns, yeah, go to scummap.com. It will show you where all the cars spawn. Is G-Portal does the update automatically? G-Portal does update automatically, or my admin should do it and do a partial wipe first. G-Portal does automatic updates. I know G-Portal does automatic updates. Should your admin do it or do a partial wipe first? There's an option that you can choose for a partial wipe. So, I don't know how the automatic update works, but I know that you can like select, the next time the server restarts, yeah, or the next wipe, it's a partial wipe. So you can activate that option now already, I think. Let me just make sure for you. I just want to make sure for you. Trigger partial wipe on next restart. Trigger partial wipe on next restart. Yeah, you see, that's gonna be a bit difficult for an automatic wipe. Like if you or automatic update. I think you've only got automatic updates. I don't think there's anything like automatic wipe. I think there will be an automatic update, and then you can just go trigger partial wipe on next restart. So you know, you have to activate this before you wipe the server, because when you wipe the server, it restarts itself automatically. Thanks for letting us know how you feel, Silent Grip. This respawn to bed thing is stupid. Respawn to bed. You don't have to respawn to bed. You just have to lie in a bed for a few minutes to regain your stamina, but you don't have to. Oh, respawn to bed. Oh, okay. You think that's stupid? Well, the best thing is to have a better idea, buddy. The best thing is to have a better idea rather than to say something stupid. You know, I'll never tell a developer what he's doing is stupid if I can't give him a better idea. Besides, to me, it sounded like the devs would look at gold stats and possibly wipe all gold from all servers based on the stats. No direction connection to character wipe mentioned. Okay. But yeah, from my side, we're definitely doing a map wipe. Although Tommy doesn't think a character wipe is going to happen, but I mean, to make sure the gold doesn't go, to make sure the gold doesn't get out of hand. We don't know if they're going to implement the gold thing on 0.85, so from my side, I'd rather just do character wipes as well, do a complete wipe to counter all the exploits that people have used up to 0.85. Dominic, soon, buddy, soon. It looks like they're going to do an event very soon. What Matofski spoke about is when Matofski spoke about an event. It's usually for the content creators, unless the public has made them feel very bad about it. Although I don't think they're gonna, feel bad about it. But I think they said there's gonna be a content creator event again. So it looks very soon, like within this month, according to me, according to me, end of this month, but it could be earlier. But if you want a safe estimation, end of this month. I think we can wipe accounts via admin commands, though, yes? I'm not sure, buddy. I'm not sure. On 0.85, they add ear rings von ear necklaces. I don't know. I've got an ear necklace on. I think the ear necklace is visible. Depth of field, yeah. Oh, there's my ear necklace. Those glasses look ridiculous, but there's my ear necklace. Just gonna have to remove my shirt to see it properly. Yeah, there's my ear necklace. Those glasses look ridiculous. Ridiculous. There we go. Ear necklace time. Bam. Feel free to wipe everything, but not the skills. It took me a lot of effort to get the character where it is. Yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way, buddy, but a character wipe is a character wipe. You can't wipe the character, but not the skills. Will long hair stick out from under a hat helmet? No. No, my character has got long hair, and it doesn't stick out. No, it won't. It won't. Even with a woman, even if a woman wears a helmet, the hair won't stick out. So I don't care how many new things add to the game, but I only want the time when they will update to 0.85. This month, Kester, this month. Latest end of the month. Yeah, Blue's birthday was excellent, guys. Blue's birthday was excellent. Bought him a nice Logitech Pro X headset because his headset was giving in. So he's using the same headset as his dad now. Played temp and bowling for the first time in a long time. He hurt his fingers probably in round 1. But yeah, playing temp and bowling, went to see some animals. Laughed a lot. Yeah, we had a lot of fun without any alcohol. That was a fun 21st. And the next time me and him go somewhere, I told him on his next birthday, which is not his 21st birthday, but on his next birthday, I'm going to show him the entire South Africa. So he has to grow up very, very fast now because, I'm going to show him everything in South Africa. So I'll probably take a week to 2 weeks off. And then next year at some point, and then just show him how beautiful South Africa is. Just show him all the everything that South Africa has to offer, which is a heck of a lot. But I told him that will be epic because as his birthday went on, I realized he loves wildlife. And I love the wild. I love outdoors. I love mountains. So his love for animals and my love for adventure, I think would be the perfect going away, like seeing South Africa. And all the beautiful places South Africa has to offer will be perfect for someone like him because we will see a heck of a lot of animals and then we will see a lot of beauty, like the Drakensbergs, Table Mountain, Ukrabi's waterfalls. There's a lot of places, a lot of beautiful places in South Africa. So I think it will be the perfect trip. What about adding snakes and venom poison to game? No, that would be good. But yeah, it was. I thought it was funny for people that wanted AI to shoot at you. But they don't want sentries. Most players don't want sentries in the game. I found that quite funny. That most people don't like the sentries, but they want AI that shoot at them. Where a sentry is basically just the big AI that shoots at you. So I don't think the people that don't like sentries are going to be happy with the future. But the people that do like sentries, I'm sure they're quite excited about the future. But yeah, snakes biting you randomly while you're running through the forest, while people don't like any of the survival elements. I don't know. I can't really. If they have nerfed every single survival element in the game, I don't know how people are going to react to snake bites or mosquitoes or malaria or I don't know, more survival aspects, that most of us want. I honestly don't know how people will react. But yeah, guys, like I say, if you've got any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer it if I can. Hey, Antonio, good to see you, buddy. UK Stu, welcome, buddy. I would have to put more weapons, improve the crafting, and improve the vehicles. Crafting. That's another important question that I left out for me. Like more crafting, and for the community, of course. More crafting is very, very important. Taco ice cream trucks. Probably never, Richard. Probably never, buddy. Why, if anything, they need more challenges, not less. Yeah. When will desync be fixed? 1.0. Tomislav told me 1.0, all the server performance will be fixed. When they can optimize most of the things, that's when it will be fixed. What about ROFs? At what stage are they currently? I don't know, Antonio. I asked that question. We didn't get a clear answer. Putting a manual focus option into camera mode, or even better, adding camera mode to the drone. That's another thing that I missed out on. Yeah, I think I'm just going to write all of this down. There's so many things that we left out here. I'm just gonna spam Matofski. Very important questions that were left out. If not now, then next interview. I don't know. Okay, so one was colliders on everything. Like, when will we be able to hit a player or puppet with car, for example? Two. What's the other question? What's the big questions that we left out? BCU sales can be exploited with clan members leaving squad and killing each other for fame and BCU cash. Let's make Scum great again as a community. Dude, community and forums are brainwashed. Better don't. It's like, I was going to suggest something. Can you make a channel, add the devs to that channel in Discord so players can ask their questions there? That's why they've got a Scum Discord for that, buddy. Sugarcoating the game. The weapon are fine, but did I ask him? Okay, did I ask him about that other thing? Okay, so they wrote that down. Okay. BCU cache is the least of our worries, but was making an equal viewing field for all graphics levels instead of low graphics settings being able to see PvP players further than someone on epic settings. Okay, when is the files available to host a server on dedicated servers? Nobody knows. Mystique, nobody knows, buddy. Hey guys, what was the important questions? Colliders, BCUs. What was the important questions that we left out? We just spoke about it now, man. We just spoke about it now. Sound options. Why is there no testing with survival elements? Okay, that's not so important. Glitching through base floors and walls. Why do players glitch through base floors and walls? Like you can see a player upstairs when you raid them with their feet going through the floor body as well. 4. Make toilet paper scarce on the island. I didn't even know there was toilet paper on the island. There needs to be more variation in gear. So much of the same. See above helmet example, okay? Tree colliding. Bushes and bikes. The thighs, bushes and bikes. Yeah. Bushes. Glitch. Bushes. Bikes and dirt. Bikes. Glitch up branches where we had the interview. Okay. Events off map. Will the mail models? Can we quick change? No. Can we please have the ability to sell key cards? I asked that. Is there a reason for the character getting bugged? Okay, whatever. Stick ramp problem. BSU. Okay. Are ramps going to be modular? Are rafts going to be modular? Vehicle damage when? Yeah, okay. That's not a very important question now. GPS, we asked that. Firecrackers, hearing shots inside bunkers. Hearing shots inside bunkers. When will bunkers be soundproof and light proof? That you and AI can't hear what a player does inside a bunker. And the sentry light doesn't go through bunker. Okay. Car limits explained. I don't know how much I learned from that car limit question, but it's fine. Okay, is there any other big questions that we forgot about? Any other big questions that we forgot about? Or any big issues that we forgot about? Yeah, I wasted quite a bit of time on the Jagex questions. Or just the Jagex discussion. But like I say, I always enter a conversation politely, you know. When you go to a girl, you ask her, does she want a drink? You know, you tell her hair looks pretty, you know. You say different stuff. You don't go, hey, you know, you want to come to my place? Okay. So, yeah. Next. Okay. You guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. There's a bit of, I don't know. Can't find the right word. Flag size decreasing by mouse scroll. Flag size decreasing by mouse scroll. Puppets walking underwater. But Toro, they still drown. Walking. Oh, like they're supposed to swim. Okay. That's a good one. Okay, but what's the fix to that? If they swim, they'll kill us even easier, Toro. If puppets can swim, we'll never be able to get rid of them. But it doesn't make sense that they can swim. So how do we fix that? Rezrock, if they tell me there's going to be a gold wipe, buddy, then, you know, or gold is going to be taken away, then I'll probably hold off on the character wipe. Otherwise, as they've explained, you know, a lot of things has happened. A lot of things got exploited up to this point. So a character wipe will be a good idea, you know. But if they remove the gold, then I don't know, buddy. I don't know. We're definitely having a map wipe. The character wipe isn't 100% yet. It's like 80%, but not 100%. They shouldn't see us underwater. They shouldn't see us underwater. Puppets shouldn't see us underwater. Like a SEAL mission. Well, that's there. Grinds your gears that you have to pay for gas. Well, everyone has to pay for gas, buddy, not just you. Remove ability for puppets to attack you underwater. No, I think that's all right. What is your opinion on new creatures? Do you think it strengthens the PvE more than the PvP? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Most of us are very used to the current puppets, you know, and the threat that they pose. Some of us are still learning to deal with the sentries, but I mean, when it comes to a standard server, like if you have to take an official server, that AI is like a snooze festival for any experienced player. Like, I don't think there's any possibility that I will die to AI on an official server. Doesn't really matter how stupid I play. If I go to a bunker and I've got the right equipment on me, like painkillers that will stop me from, limping when a sentry shoots me, and I've got enough bandages on me and stuff like that. Like, there's no, especially the puppets themselves, they pose zero threat. Like, I think a thin puppet has to hit you 20 times before you die. You know, so yes, I think new AI is definitely needed. I feel the new sentries make things more exciting. You know, I think it's a good change, especially if it changes their pathfinding. I think they're probably necessary with the new bunkers that are coming to the game. But yeah, specifically the puppets. The puppets we need a lot of a bigger threat level than just the puppets, which means those creatures that we were talking about, which means bandit AIs, which means missions and all those other kinds of things. But like the dev said, we have got no clue what they are planning. Okay. So hopefully they're planning really, really cool stuff. You know, like hopefully what they are planning is way more than we could ever imagine, you know? So yeah, I'm very, very excited. So they had to go on the bottom after us. Oh, we can stay at the top. We don't have to go to the bottom. We can stay at the top. Yeah, the cars. Can we close car doors again when we get in? And can you make it so a car door can be closed by anyone? The close only when driving is a bit negative. Okay, guys, 3 more questions. 8, 9, and 10. Let's give them 10. Let's give them 10 really good questions, okay? Let's give them 10 really, really good questions. What did I have here? Option to take out or remove all options. That's a nice one. Options to take out or remove all. That's a good one. Number 8. Control V. Option to take out or remove all items from and any ideas. Option to take out or remove all items. From boxes and containers. Tell them to get rid of the fog in the big city. That's not a braking feature. Besides, we should be able to drive in shallow water. Yeah, we should, newbie, but what qualifies as shallow water? I mean, if you say we can drive in shallow water, then all the rivers, all the small little rivers qualify as shallow water, don't they? But I can add that because we lose a lot of vehicles because of it. Can vehicles drive in shallow water? Like increase the level the water should be before car explodes. Okay, now we've only got one. Now we've only got one left. Now we've only got one left. Wait. Was there anything else here? Indicate how far the loot is away. That's not too important. Can we have better ways to locate the vehicle? We tried that option to take out. Can there be something done with body when you die so you don't have to log in and out all the time or like a body indicator? There's a good question. I like that question. Yeah, we left out a lot of good questions, man. We left out a lot of good questions. Why? Because you were talking about Jagex for 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, I'm guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Speed up vehicle entry and close doors. Okay, yeah. Stamina going into negative makes AFK possible and continuous movement even when dead tired. Does that really bother them? When passed out, punish me. I want to pay the price. I don't think that's important. I don't think that's important. I think that's something that the hardcore players want. When we pass out, we want to still be targetable. But I think that won't help the average player base. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to say just for me. I'm going to say just for me. Just for hardcore players. Will there ever be a point where I can do in drone mode what I can do? Okay, yeah, that's the important one. That's the important one. Just for me. Just for me. Control V. Okay, what are you guys saying here? I think you should Dulls write down the questions more organized, Matthias. I did write down the questions, Karina. You must send them the questions before the interview. Like I had to write down all the questions before the interview so that they knew what the questions were about. So I did write down all the questions. That's where I'm getting the questions from now. Will there ever be a point where okay, the different sound options, the indicator, can we have better ways to locate our vehicle? Option take out, can there be something done? Body, speed up vehicles, coal mine, what? When passed out, punish me when I die. Scuba gear, utility, and better swimming mechanics. I think there's a skill for it. When treasure chest in ocean. Intelligence leveling and hacking win. Copy. Coal mine needs love. Look at the chat. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, I give you my word. I give you my word. Next time, it's wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay? Even if they think I'm rude. I'm just going to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, bye. Okay? We're just going to make sure we get through all the questions. So next time, I'm asking them what I want to ask them for 30 minutes. And then the other 30 minutes, you guys ask them what you want to ask them. Okay? That's fair. For the first 30 minutes of the interview, I just start hitting them with very difficult questions. And then the next half an hour, you guys hit them with very difficult questions. Okay? Fair and square. Do it like in US Congress, lol, yeah. I'll DM him, don't you guys worry, lol. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the interview. Hope you learned something. I think the biggest question was, is the big city coming to the game in 0.85? Yes. And the other big question is, when is the update coming? Soon, within this month, according to me, definitely. Definitely before the end of this month, okay? And then the other question, will there be a map wipe? Yes, there will definitely be a map wipe because of the big city coming to the game. Will there be a character wipe? That is up to the server owners, but they're probably going to remove the gold because there was a lot of exploits regarding gold and money up until this point. And, you know, they are planning a lot of PvE things for the base with electricity coming into the game. Can they give us the answers that we want on most of the difficult questions? No, they can't. Like most of the difficult questions I asked didn't have a clear-cut answer. You know, like the puppets, how the puppet spawns work and all of that, why they still glitch to things. So we won't get the answers that we are specifically looking for, but we can look forward to them planning things that we will never know about. And we can be secure that they're with a company that saw the promise in them that we see in Scum. And yeah, like they said, they're not going anywhere. So I will make a big note for myself right now. I will put it on the wall. Ask questions. Don't talk. Next interview. Ask question. Don't talk. A, B, C, D. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's the only note I'm putting on my wall, guys. Next question. We're going to be like a, I don't know, like a wrecking ball. Okay. We're just going to come in, destroy the building, and then walk out of the building. Okay. So yeah, hope you, thank you for joining. Hope all of you learned something. Hope most of the important questions were answered. I did write down everything you guys asked me to write down, and I believe I covered about 70% of it. 30% that you guys were wondering about, I left out. 30% of very, very important things that I was wondering about, I left out as well. Okay, so I think it's a 50-50 disappointment feeling. And yes, next time when they say an hour, I'll believe them. Okay, normally the interview is 2 hours or an hour and a half. Let me see here. Or am I mistaken? Let's see here. Scum developer interview. Yeah, the last stream with Raked was 4 hours. Well, I don't know if the entire interview was 4 hours. But like I say, the interview is usually longer than an hour, guys. It's usually longer than an hour, okay? So I was hoping for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But now we know. Okay, now we know. Now we know. We won't make that mistake again. Thyrus, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships, buddy. Old Man got one. B-Shep, Miroslav got one. Hosh and Wasa got gifted memberships, guys. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to see Scum at its finest, tune in on Fridays and Saturdays. 7 p.m. CET time for my streams on Survival Evolved. And if you want to see a crazy chicken or a crazy person try and finish an impossible mission on the hardest server in Scum, then you can tune in on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. CET time to see that. Appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And once again, I'm sorry for not doing the wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I'll do it next time. Cheers.